everyone, and welcome back to another episode of Chris and Uncensored Japan. Today I'm in Kobe, a major harbour port just a short distance to the west of Osaka in western Japan. On January 17th, 1995, at 5:46 a.m. in the morning, a major earthquake struck this area, which in the end killed 6,000 people and made another 45,000 homeless. So stay tuned as we look at this event and the various efforts that people went into to assist in the reconstruction and some of the personal stories. As you can see behind me, this is part of the port which was damaged in the 1995 earthquake. It's been left like this to remind people of what Kobe underwent, but also what it rose above to overcome in the aftermath of this tragic event. People generally have a negative image of the Yakuza for extortion, gambling, prostitution, violence. But natural disasters bring out a different side of them, and they were indeed the first on the ground to offer assistance in the aftermath of the 1995 earthquake. And as it happens, they did the same thing again in 2011, acting faster than local government authorities to respond. This might be in part because the Yakuza have generally always been outcasts, so they know what it feels like to be on the outside without any government help. The Yakuza members who came to the aid of the Kobe victims tended to wear overalls and hard hats, and as such they blended in, which is an interesting point, as we normally think of them as shirtless with tattoos, but in this case they did indeed show their softer side. The government response to the Kobe earthquake was indeed slow, and indeed 4 years after the earthquake there were still people living in temporary accommodation. Swiss rescue dogs, which were sent to help the volunteer rescue efforts and which could have saved more lives if they were deployed quicker, were held up at the airport when local officials insisted the dogs be quarantined first before being sent to look for survivors. The earthquake had a magnitude of 6.9 and it caused about $100 billion in damages. To this date, it is one of the worst earthquakes in Japan's history. Such is the destructive power of nature, somewhat a contrast to the peaceful scene we can see across the way on this sunny day with these traditional sailing ships. Kobe Port Tower behind me opened in 1963. It was fortunate to escape damage in the 1995 earthquake and quickly reopened, lighting up at night time to try and cheer up the citizens of Kobe. The unusually shaped white building in front of it is the Kobe Maritime Museum. That opened in 1987 and has a lot of interesting exhibits on Kobe and its maritime history. Today, more than 28 years after the devastating earthquake, the reconstruction of Kobe has been completed. However, the events of that tragic day still leave their scars on this city and its consciousness. Thank you for watching this video. My name is Christopher Glenn, And this is Chris and Uncensored Japan. See you on the next one.